Welcome back to the channel. As always, if you copy trading, you're an absolute moron and you deserve to lose all your money. And with that out of the way, we're going to speak today about a stock called KTOS Defense and Security Solutions, ticker KTOS. What's happening with the stock? Well, it's no secret that a lot of defense stocks have risen following the victory of Trump. This has become a recurring theme in the channel. But it has profound changes in terms of the sectors that are going to outperform the market over the last 12 to 24 months. And we have a look at this one. You can see that it certainly did have a positive effect on it. But I think there is further upside to be considered in 2025. Let me explain. So what we see that despite um, this increase, the stock has not moved violently compared to other peers in the sector. So we have a look at one of their competitors, not a direct competitor, but one of the ones that uh, got a lot more bolster. You see that the movement was a lot more violent. Same thing goes with this one here, uh, called Civic. So these are stocks with low market caps, right? 2.5 billion, 2.9 billion, right? And you see that they have massively increased. Why? Well, because the Trump administration is expected to introduce a series of policies that will drive further revenues and earnings on these companies. But again, what we're looking into really is the difference in valuation. This one, for example, has gone from 14 to 19 in a matter of weeks. And if we go back to Geo, it's pretty much double, gone from 11 to 22. So this leads us back to Kratos, right? And we see that the valuation hasn't really moved that much. However, we note that the multiple that the market is willing to buy this company at is a lot higher than the rest. So Geo is selling at 22, Core Civic at 29, and obviously at 19. So the market is paying a premium for this company, despite not that immediate push for the sector. Uh, I think we can see some upside down the line. Now, we have to bear in mind as well, if we have a look at what these guys do, that not all companies are the same, even if they are in the same sector. So these guys, they're a technology company, right? Addressing defense, national security, and commercial markets. So they offer ground systems for satellites and space vehicles, including software for command and control. So they're based in San Diego, right? And the type of defense that they typically help really is domestic. So we're looking at hypersonic vehicles, rocket systems, and drones. This is a big thing for them. Drones, which is one of their main systems, can be used in, for example, the border protection, which has been a strong campaign point for the Trump team all along, right? And I believe that they will absolutely bring back that policy back from his previous administration. At the same time, we start to see some change in the mood between Russia and Ukraine in terms of negotiation. Seems like they're starting to change their stance in terms of their willingness to negotiate. And that could mean, for example, a shift in defense policy from fighting the Ukraine war to focus those resources back into national realm, right? In other words, take the current defense expenditure and put that to work to protect the national interest domestically. And this company would be one of the one of the few that would benefit out of that because they work to win government contracts. Okay, so that I think is a catalyst, although it's a hard one to predict, that we could see play out perhaps over late Q1 or perhaps Q2 once Trump's in office. New changes start occurring, new contracts are brought to the public, and these guys bid and win those contracts. So, in terms of what they've been doing, they have been increasing capacity quite well, and they have plans for additional facilities on hypersonic systems and drones. So it seems like they're going to have capacity to sell more product out the door. And one interesting thing as well that I noticed is that they have strategic partnerships with prime contractors like GE Aerospace and Lockheed Martin. Now, that does not only amplify their capabilities, but I think we could see as well the prospect of an acquisition. It's not unusual to see how these partnerships, oftentimes morph into M&A activity. Now, the company has been doing quite well for some time. I have built here a list of KPIs, operational, and as you can see, over the last few quarters, all KPIs seem to be performing quite well in terms of unmanned system production, unmanned system book-to-bill ratio, successful rocket system tests, drone bookings, and so on. So overall, the company seems to be doing very, very well from an operational standpoint. Now, of course, all trades have some risks, and one thing that I believe could be a potential one here is that, as we mentioned, this is an outlier in terms of valuation. And what if their next earnings report is not good? We could potentially see a pullback to the downside on the stock price because at present their profitability metrics are not industry leading. So if we look at some of their peers, some of them are more profitable than this company. So that could be a risk. And another risk as well is that this is a company that is heavily reliant on R&D costs. So because of that, there could be a lot of volatility, right, in terms of how they make the progress on bringing up that P&L and that EPS. So there could be a bit of trouble and arrive before we get there. And last but not least is the customer concentration. The US government is one of the largest customers. And granted, we're seeing this as a positive in this context, but it is a bit hard to predict at this point in time what the new administration is going to do. But I think it's something that could work quite well. I'm going to certainly keep this one on my watch list. And like I said, we'll start considering, depending on price action, of course, an entry perhaps in Q1 with a view of getting exposure of late Q1, early Q2. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon.